All right. So yeah, the demo we have set up will go through what a fintech scenario would look like. But if we had another supplier besides fintech, it would just be that supplier would also be part of the process we run, and uh, those documents would get imported as well. So this is our demo instance. So I'm just going to make sure we got fresh data here. And all right. So this step that I'm about to run now, this will run on a schedule. It would run in the background at a scheduled time, and it would grab your files that are out there in your FTP when the process runs. But we'll go through the manual process here. So what's happening now is it's finding a file, and we've got a good mix of some missing configuration and some other stuff here, so we can go through what all that looks like. I've got these files stored locally for demonstration purposes. It would go through and grab these from an FTP actually, when that's what's happening. And again, this would be transparent to you, this part at least. I can kind of start explaining what's happening here though. This is the file. It's got your store name in it. It's got the date and as well as some other information. This first line here says missing configuration. And it's telling you exactly what the issue is. It's saying failed to find the reorder number. So this is the reorder number. This is the product description. And this is the supplier that's defined in the fintech document. We're going to have a chance to fix this stuff and rerun this. I just kind of want to run through what's all happened here. We have a few reorder numbers in the file that don't have matches. We've got a few items that were successfully added to the PO. You can see the different POs that were created here. You can hyperlink to those as well. More missing configuration, and that just kind of goes on. So then here's everything at the end that was processed. We ended up with about 8 different POs. So where you would actually see this would be under the supplier itself. So we're going to go into suppliers here. And we're going to find our fintech supplier. Okay, and now right in the supplier, this is where I've got our invoice configuration set up. And down here, we've got kind of the process that we just ran through and watched. So what's cool about this now is we've got this option to reprocess the file. So I can go through here and find our items that are problematic. So for example, we had the missing configuration on a couple of these. See if I can find one of those. This has been added. Actually, I'm just going to click. No, sorry, that's my bad. It's the wrong thing. All right, so like this one has a missing configuration. It's saying that it failed to find the reorder number. That looks like not a standard reorder number, so it makes sense that coming from the supplier that would not be found. And then it's saying this is the item description in the file and who the supplier is. So what we'd have an opportunity to do now would be to go into our products. And I'm going to open a catalog in a new window. We'll just try to search for that product. Import liquor. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to grab some product. I'm going to add this reorder number to it. And what we're doing now is we're correcting the products so they'll import properly. This whole process is it runs on the basis of the reorder number that the supplier sends through in their file matches the reorder number that's cataloged in Cloud Retailer. those warnings we're seeing are when those the products in the file do not have a match with Cloud Retailer. So to get the full POs out of the file, we want to go through and correct those. This is not something you would be doing every time. This would get you to build up your products so they're correct. Once everything is correct, the only time you would need to really deal with this is if you add new products. So once you fix up these configurations, it's pretty much a one and done step. So open up the product here. Like I said, this is not the reorder number we're expecting for this product. I'm just going to add it so we can demonstrate it through this. Add this reorder number. And the supplier we were looking for was Cloud Retailer Fintech. So we're going to assign the supplier. And I'm going to save this. Now I've made the association. Okay, so now if I reprocess this file again, oh, there's the import report. So if you wanted to break out this report so you can see it a little better and do something like span all rows, so it'll let us, and then we can get a better view of what we're trying to see here rather than trying to scroll through this. So I'm going to reprocess this file now. And we can see we still have some that are not matching, but the one that we did change should match now.
So Dan, that's mostly going to happen when because of supplier changing something, and that's not very often.
Yeah, I know this process very well. So in the beginning, we'll have more issues, obviously. But our suppliers are pretty good. They will match all our items, current items, and I think down the road there will be very few of these items. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. That's depending on how your items are set up now, there's going to be very few once you get all your items set up. It's just like a one-time thing. You know what I mean?
And the other thing I noticed that was
you looked at our 1 year's data from fintech and you matched with our UPCs. After that, I would say 99% items will be matching there. So
right, exactly. Yep.
The other thing I noticed that was very nice is in the report, there's a column called severity, and it tells you if it's an info only or warning or what you have to do. So you could sort by that column and take care of things rather quickly by having warning being at the top, basically.
Yep, exactly, correct. But yeah, anywhere it just says info, it just correctly added it to that PO. So, so now this report is sorted by POs, so we can find. Just click on one of these POs. Oops, there might be an issue with the report. That's why. Click there, and now we're into the PO. So this is actually what was created by the process. We've got the document that the information came from attached here. We've got the supplier that's assigned. We've got the location, the entry time, the status of inventory not received. We still have the manual verification process that you can go through here. And if we compare here, we've got one with missing configuration and one item, and then one confirmation that the PO was created. So that one looks correct. Let's see if we can find one. This would be another one item PO, or two items it look like. So let's look at this one. Got that document attached there again. We've got the two items from the PO. You can see it depending on how the item is set up. If you have it set up as a case quantity, it's going to pull that out of the file. It correctly pulls the service fee as well. Here's one with a few more items. So this one we've got our case quantity of 6. So that's all coming through correctly. Our extended and our item cost, so that's per unit, and then the extended is unit times quantity. And really, once all your items are correct, you can kind of just go through. You don't even have to go through this report to get these POs. You could just go from here. You could go tools, purchase orders, and store transfers. That's not correct. And now we can see everything that just came in today. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so POs. Everything dated. Well, there's more than that even. Well, there's a few here. But your last step then is to come and find all your open POs, verify everything is correct, and then change it to inventory received. Then once you save that, now it's been inputted into your system. And I think you can even do posted. So posted is more of an accounting integration status. So it means that there's no more changes that can be made to it. Basically, because once you pull a PO out of Cloud Retailer and put it into your accounting system, if you go back and make changes to it, it's going to mess up your numbers potentially in your accounting system.
Posted, you mean that locks the PO, then no changes after that?
Right, exactly. Yep. You can actually unreceive a PO in Cloud Retailer. Just go back to inventory not received, save. It's going to back out all your inventory movement. You can make changes, like if your extended was wrong, or if one of your item costs was wrong, you can make that correction and then change the status again, then save it. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's a limitation of RMS right now is, once you receive a PO, you can go back and adjust the quantities and stuff for informational purposes, but it's not going to actually change your movement. Cloud Retailer, you can completely back out. Making a PO inactive completely takes it out of your movement history as well. So it's very much more useful in that respect.
So Daniel, you said that if we have a connection with a specific supplier, and it can treat that as a separate unit. Is it a one-way communication where we receive the POs, or it can transmit the orders to your system at this point?
So we do have some order integration with Fintech. I don't know that we have two-way the ability to send orders through anyone else besides Fintech right now, but we do have some customers using Fintech in that way. They're fulfilling orders through Fintech.
Okay. Yeah, well, Fintech is, I think, one way. They just receive the invoices once delivery is made. Yeah, but even this is good enough.
Yeah, but basically you can do a quick double check and make sure everything looks correct. But yeah, you're correct. That's how it would work.
One more thing while we are at it. So we create purchase orders here, and then when the order comes, does it check from our or it is just receiving only?
With like Fintech, the idea is you would create your orders for them. You would send your orders to the supplier. You wouldn't actually create those orders through the system. You would use their portal online or whatever to create those orders. Those would flow back down through Fintech, and then they get put into Cloud Retailer at that time. So you wouldn't actually create the order prior to getting the file from Fintech. Does that make sense?
Yes, so we do make those purchase orders, right?
Well, right now when you order from one of your suppliers that Fintech is providing your detail for, how do you do that? Do you go onto like their website to do the order?
We are doing it. We would love to do when we don't have to do any manual entry. When it is getting imported through Fintech, it populates everything. I think that's how I see it right now. That your system is connecting to the Fintech and pulling all the information.
Yep, correct. Exactly.
Okay.